Triple M rocks Saturday Arvo footy. Triple M rocks the footy. For Harvey Norman Home Appliances.
You broke the story yesterday, Hoops, that Jared Hayne was actually out at Parramatta training. Obviously, his process will be getting fit and trying to go over and participate in the Sevens tournament in Rio, which we all understand. Now, June 30 is the deadline before player registration ends for that current season.
Yep.
Would it be possible, and let's forget about the salary cap for the moment, because I know that Parramatta don't have a lot of room in there. Yeah. But would it be possible?
Gee, it'd be strange if they did.
And look, you would have to think that Jared would have a fair indication on whether or not he's going to make that team. There's 24 players. It's going to go down to 12 players, we believe. Yeah, they're going to take 12 players over for the Sevens tournament, part of the Fijian Rugby Union. Is that a safeguard for Jared? Like, if obviously the Olympics are early August, yeah? So Jared finds out, you would have to think you'd have to find out within the next sort of 6 weeks if he's going to be part of that side. Would then he be registered for Parramatta? Could he come back and participate in the end of the NRL season?
I haven't asked the question, but I would be surprised if the NRL, given everything that Parramatta have been through this season and the fact that they've had to shed players...
Could another club register him?
Well, then, yeah, perhaps another club could, if they had the wiggle room in their salary cap to be able to accommodate him.
Yep.
But no, it would really surprise me. And again, I must stress I haven't asked the NRL this question, but given everything that the Eels have been through, the fact that they had to let Nathan Peats go, retire Anthony Watmoe, Junior Paulo's moved on, Michael Gordon's going next season.
But is that for a reason, or is that just to, I guess, bring them back so they're compliant with the cap, or are they now making room for someone like Jared
I think
Hayne?
It's a little bit of both, but certainly I think they need to be salary cap compliant. The reason that Anthony Watmoe was forced to immediately retire, the reason that Nathan Peats is now playing for the Gold Coast Titans and will play against Parramatta today, is because the Eels were over the salary cap. The NRL went in, did their homework and made a ruling that Parramatta had clearly breached the salary cap for a number of seasons now and had been doing stuff outside the salary cap that was perceived to be outside the rules. And so they punished them and they were forced to shed players. I don't think Jared Hayne will be playing for another NRL club this season. But beyond that, Jared Hayne was absolutely spotted at the Parramatta Eels training with their reserve grade side. No, he trained with, at the Parramatta Eels headquarters training this week. Now,
so not just doing physical stuff, doing drills, doing the whole
He was training with them, whatever they were doing. He was involved.
He was
involved in training alongside those players. So at the Eels headquarters, right? Don't read too much into that. That's merely Jared trying to keep himself sharp and in shape for when he goes. He leaves on Sunday to go to Fiji.
6 weeks.
And it's full speed ahead, 1,000,000 miles an hour. He wants to try and qualify for the Olympic Games. It's a hell of a task. We don't know if he's... You don't think he's going to do it, Tony?
It's not going to happen.
You don't think?
No.
No, Tony's off the Hayne plane.
I'm not off the Hayne plane. I just don't believe it.
If the Hayne plane's a flight to Europe, you got off in Bangkok.
It's so hard to get back on the plane, isn't it?
That makes a hard man humble.
But I just want to say, surely the game learned a lesson through the Israel Folau incident, where if we've got an athlete of the calibre of Jared Hayne and we have the possibility to get him back into our code, we need to make... So I don't know how we do it, Hoops. I know you're looking at me smiling.
No. Is this another one of those scenarios? Because hang on a second. Let's just rewind a minute.
It's a hypothetical.
Right?
There's no war chest. There's no war chest, mate.
Do you remember a couple of months ago, this bloke on Triple M, all of a sudden forecast out of left field, out of nowhere. Oh, I tell you what do you reckon? Jared Hayne, I reckon he might just quit the NFL and he decides he wants to play sevens and go to the Olympics for Fiji. And I think my mate and colleague Paul Kent called you an idiot.
I don't think he called me an idiot.
Basically straight up.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he wasn't complimentary.
No, he did. I listened.
Complimentary.
Yeah, he said something like "won't happen." That's ridiculous.
He said you're an idiot.
Yeah, but what I want to say, Hoops, is the fact that...
Do you know something here? That's what I'm getting at you
I know
now.
lots of things.
Do you know something in relation to Jared Hayne and the fact that he could be playing in the NRL this season?
No,
I don't know, because you seem to be getting pretty good mail about
I'll tell you what
Jared Hayne.
I know. I'll tell you what I know, Hoops. I know that as a game, if Jared Hayne's in it, we're better as a code.
Yes.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
So I also know that if he doesn't make the rugby sevens and then we wait and hang around, after that he's going to make a decision based on where he can go and play and actually compete and, earn some money or whatever it may be. Yep. So I just think that as the NRL in general, we should have learned a lesson from the Israel Folau debacle years ago when he came back and tried to get back into our game, and we didn't allow it.
Yeah, they
that we
blocked it,
just need to somehow make sure
I think they have. I think they've realised that.
that we
I'd be
don't
surprised.
roadblock him so
No,
that
I
he's
don't
back
think-
in our game at some
if
point.
Jared Hayne, so the issue here is it depends what Jared wants to do. And at this point in time, I don't think, from speaking to people who are close to Jared or who say they are close to Jared, I don't think Jared's made his mind up.
Yeah,
he's totally focused on trying to make this Fijian Olympic squad.
Yeah,
right?
as he was
If
totally
that
focused
doesn't-
on succeeding for the San Francisco
but hang on,
49ers
he
for 10
did play.
minutes.
He did play 7 games or whatever for them. Well, that's a pretty big achievement, Tony. To go over and just completely brush rugby league.
He played.
Go over and
He
make
played a total of
the
12
roster.
minutes in 7 games, and look, I'm not
Mate, he was on the
belittling
team.
what he did.
He was in the squad.
But in no sense can you
He
say
ran
what
out
he
and played
did
for San Francisco.
was fulfilling his dream. If his dream was just to turn up and
maybe
get
it
a
was
run
just
on,
to,
that's
maybe
a
it was just to
lousy
make the
dream.
roster. Maybe it was just
Disarm
to make the
doors
roster.
and cross-check. Please take all your valuables, Tony Squires. He's off. Boy, you're so far off the Jared
You're going to
Hayne
go to
plane, aren't
Phuket
you?
or
You're
PP,
gone.
Tone? Where are you
He's
off to?
Not off.
It's going to be a long time in Bangkok if you don't get back on, mate. You got to get back on at some
There are
point.
other planes. There are other conveyances. That's the problem in this world. Everybody thinks the only plane is a Hayne plane.